We have a couple of states that saw a 20 percentage point change in maturity from the previous week. And that's where the hot, dry weather built in late in the week. In the Dakotas, we saw a big jump in maturity in North Dakota from 51 to 73% during the week ending October 1st. And in South Dakota, a big jump from 60 to 80%.
But in some places, that heat and dryness are hitting the soybean crop hard, especially in Kansas, where 50% of the crop now rated very poor to poor.
The I-80 Harvest Tour on Ag Day is brought to you by Case IH. The Farm Mall has been the iconic partner on the farm for generations. Come celebrate a century of Farm Mall, the one for all, at farmall100.com. And by AGI. At AGI, we spend a lot of time focused on our product details, making sure you can store your grain how you need to and move it when you need to. Learn more at aggrowth.com.
Harvest is also running ahead of pace in Nebraska, where 22% of the corn crop has been harvested, along with 29% of the soybeans. And as Ag Day's Michelle Rook reports on our I80 Harvest Tour, the 2023 growing season in the Cornhusker State has been a story of haves and have-nots.
Early harvest results here in Nebraska have been variable, as you might expect. While some farmers faced their second year of drought, others were lucky enough to pick up some mid-season rains, and that was just enough to overcome some of the early season drought stress to produce some average to above average yields. Steve Wellman was hit by drought on his farm in southeast Nebraska in 2022. So surprisingly, this season started off with enough moisture to get the crop off to a good start.
And then June turned really dry, and we were really concerned about the drought.
In fact, in June, drought covered 95% of the state. However, some mid-season moisture may have come just in time to save Wellman's corn crop.
This corn that we're harvesting today, 109-day maturity, it was starting to try to tassel the last week of June, but fortunately it started raining about that time, and we received about 13 inches of rain in July.
And their harvest results are proving that early drought damage can be overcome by timely rains.
And we see the impact of great yields here now, much better than we thought we were going to have when we were looking at the dry weather in June.
In fact, corn yields have been averaging around 200 bushels per acre, nearly 25% above his farm's average production history. He attributes some of it to improved genetics and management.
Yield-wise, it looks like we're going to be above normal, yield-wise, above our 10-year APH for crop insurance, and so happy about that, at least on corn.
Corn is running 57 to 58 pounds, so the late season heat didn't hurt test weights, and they aren't seeing field loss.
And right now, the corn's standing well, the ears are hanging on well, so really no issues right now.
However, Wellman thinks the late season heat may have hurt soybean production potential and standability. There's also been some disease and pest pressure.
I think we lost the top end of the crop during August and September during the heat. It looked like it probably soybeans took a few steps backward yield-wise, but overall, still optimistic that it'll be above our 10-year APH yield.
However, that's not the case across Nebraska, and statewide yields may be below average, with drought impacting nearly half the state, accounting for 71% of corn and 80% of soybean acres. The unknown is how much irrigated production will make up for the drought losses.
Nebraska is pretty diverse across irrigated and non-irrigated. This corn is not irrigated, but I know some areas have really been short on moisture, so be variable, just like it usually is in the state of Nebraska.
In Nebraska on the I-80 Harvest Tour, I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Day.